Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is Christmas Day, the 25th of December, and happy Christmas, everybody. We actually had a fun party yesterday with about 10 people and a white elephant exchange. Half the people were from my stitching group. We do knit and crochet twice a month. And then the other half were predominantly my cat rescue buddies. So it was a good group. A lot of the people who do stitching also have cats. So they had a lot in common. And we had a lot of things in the White Elephant Exchange that were handmade by various people in the stitching group, because when you do a lot of stitching, you get a lot of piles of stuff where you tried the pattern just to try the pattern. But now that you have it done, you don't want to tear it out because it was a lot of work. But you don't really have anyone it's supposed to go to, and you don't really want it yourself. So over the years, we've collected plenty of those, and they make really good white elephant gifts. So we did that. Yeah, and actually, one of the things I got, I have to show you guys. It is so cool. And I will find and post a link to how to make these, because they're that cool. How cool is that? Oh my goodness. It's a kitty cat couch. It's crocheted, and it has a foam shape inside it. So this one's round. Some of the other patterns are for rectangular shaped ones. Some of them have little arms on them on the sides too. This one has little pillows. Yeah, so the cats really like that. Another thing I got from the White Elephant Exchange, I will show you, that will be going on the door. Please don't let the cat out, no matter what it tells you. This is very useful, because one of our cats is, well, several of them think they should go outside. One of them in particular was one of the neighborhood cats roaming around, managing the block, until he got attacked by a dog, and we brought him in and have been taking care of him. His original humans were really just done with him. He hadn't been going home anyway, and I don't know, they just didn't seem all that concerned about whether he was alive or not after being attacked by a dog. And they certainly weren't going to take him to the vet and take him back home and take care of him. So he's here, but he still, every once in a while, has leanings towards going back outside and dominating the neighborhood. He's getting old. He has arthritis. He only has 3 claws left, and I doubt that he has all his teeth. So yeah, he's not really going to be the mob boss for the block anymore. So we need this sign for the door that we use the most, just in case anybody coming through it doesn't realize we have that cat. So his escape plans may be foiled a little bit better with this. So the reason I am posting a video on Christmas Day, besides the fact that we did our party yesterday, and so for me today is just kind of mop up. I have to see one of my siblings that I didn't see yesterday, but not a big party, just seeing a sibling. We'll probably hang out and do projects. She's gotten into diamond painting. I know a lot of people in BookTube have gotten into diamond painting. She gave me some leftover supplies and little diamond bits that were left over, and I have a housemate that's been into it in the past. She has a huge bag of leftover supplies and even a couple projects that need to be done. There's one, I think, that is actually the Starry Night, Van Gogh's Starry Night. If I get sucked down that rabbit hole, it will be through probably that project. Because one of my degrees or degree-esque things in college was art. I did printmaking, but I also took a lot of the art history classes. And you have to take a certain amount of art history for any art degree at most colleges that have an art program. But I took a few extra art history classes too. I love that stuff. So there's a piece of diamond painting art that is a reproduction of a piece of art that I know fairly well. I haven't gotten sucked into it yet. It might happen. So before I get into TBR books for January, I'll show you what I finished most recently, and give you some idea of what the rest of the year will be. I always do a lot of reading in the last 6 days of December. So pretty much for me, it's like a week-long reading marathon. I will probably be rendering that habit into some sort of unofficial readathon through Deweys, because a lot of people kind of want that anyway. So I will be putting together discussion threads and folders on our various sites for that. So Goodreads, Discord, and Facebook. Probably just those three. I might announce it on Twitter for people to know, but the number of people following our Twitter when we're not in an event is probably not very high. I get very little interaction between actual events on there. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm going to be up to today when I'm not hanging out with my sibling. But I finished these books. You'll notice they're all small. I am rereading a lot of my favorite books from not childhood, like preteen, teenage favorites. And I really liked the Dark is Rising series by Susan Cooper. Enough that I wrote a paper on one of the characters from Silver on the Tree, for, I think it was 10th grade, for an English paper on, some character. And yeah, anyway, I don't remember the paper all that well, but I remember writing the paper. And I did start rereading the Chronicles of Narnia, although I read The Magician's Nephew earlier this year, so it is not actually in my stack. I still have The Horse and His Boy, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, so Caspian is the other one that I don't have here. Yeah, so I read 2 of them earlier this year and already passed them on to the sibling. Next after this, today I will be starting probably The Horse and His Boy. Horse and His Boy starts between the second to last and last chapter of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, if you've seen the movie, read the books, a lot of people have anyway. So they are in Narnia. They've crossed into Narnia through the wardrobe, past the lamppost, and they've had their adventures. They've become kings and queens of Narnia, and now they're, at the end of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, they come back to the lamppost. They vaguely remember the lamppost, and as they get closer, they start to remember their past, that they came through the wardrobe, and they investigate. They go through the wardrobe, and now they're back to their child selves, and they've just popped out of the wardrobe. They've been gone for a couple minutes. Their uncle says he didn't even notice they were gone, and that's the end of it. But The Horse and His Boy takes place while Peter, Edmund, Susan, and Lucy are still in Narnia before they've gone back and found that lamppost. So the boy interacts with the Pevensey siblings. The Pevenseys are Peter, Edmund, Susan, and Lucy. When I was a kid, I had what probably would have amounted to, I didn't think about it in these terms, but probably a crush on Edmund. I really did like him. He was a really nice boy. Yeah. So these are fun. This has been a fun rereading experience. This is for Remember December. The Darkest Rising was an excellent book to read for this week because it is set during Christmas. So all the magic, all the lore that comes into this book is all about Christmas and Christmas traditions and magic that pertains to Christmas. So if you're looking for a read for next year for this season and you have not read The Dark is Rising yet, you really need to read The Dark is Rising. You need to anyway, but it's a really good one for this season. So anyway, those are what I read. I will be reading the rest of the Chronicles of Narnia for sure this year. If I get on a roll, if I don't keep getting distracted with other things, I will probably finish them in the next 2 days because they're short. I just keep getting distracted. And I will probably also finish the rest of the Dark is Rising books probably within the next 3 or 4 days. They're also short. They're also fast, which is why I'm not terribly upset that I'm also getting into the first 2 books of Hilary Mantel's Thomas Cromwell trilogy. Thomas Cromwell, yes. So Wolf Hall and Bring Up the Bodies. And then I still don't remember the name of the third one, but it's also on the library system. It's available through Libby rather than through the cloud library. So I haven't checked it out yet because I haven't logged into that. That's the only one I need in the near future that's on that system. I also checked out but have not started yet because I'm not allowed to yet. Several more books by Patricia Highsmith on audiobook. And something else. I know they're on my account. When I log in, I will suddenly see, oh yeah, I'm supposed to read those too. So since I am anticipating within the next 24 hours having actually finished my 20 books that I own for December, I'm ready. I'm totally ready for being able to read some books that I don't own. And Patricia Highsmith, I read The Talented Mr. Ripley earlier this season after I started BookTube. So I actually did talk about The Talented Mr. Ripley in early videos. So I really liked it. It was good. So now I've got Strangers on a Train, The Price of Salt, I think 1 or 2 others that last time I looked, our library didn't have them. So we must have gotten a new subscription somehow or another through the, a new contract with the library and various services. Because all of a sudden we have more books. Yay. So I will be definitely doing kind of a Patricia Highsmith marathon. Also because they're audiobooks, they will be for crocheting. Because one of the things that always happens every year is the Crochet Crowd Boxing Day Crochet Along. So starting tomorrow, there's a new blanket crochet along. And we've seen the pictures. It's a 5 or 6 color project, depending on if you do a square or a rectangle. I'm probably going to do one of each because I've got some wool blend yarn that I need to use up. And I have 5 colors easily that are enough for a blanket. And then I've got more standard Lion Brand Super Saver yarn that I'm going to be using. Not all of it's actually Lion Brand. It's Lion Brand and the Joann's store brand, and I think one of the colors I ended up picking is even a Walmart color. Anyway, so I got my colors all lined up, and it's good that I'm going to finish my 20 books before that project starts tomorrow, because otherwise I'd have a moral dilemma about listening to audiobooks that were not allowed pretty much straight while I'm working on that project. Yeah, so I will be doing crochet the rest of the week. Not just that project, because the first week is always just a couple rows. The second week there will be a lot more time put into it, just because there's bigger rows. It's a center start project. So getting finally to the why it's today that I'm posting a video. Oh my goodness, yes. The 25th is also the day that the number is picked for the Reading 1001 TBR Takedown Challenge. So today I know now which one of my Box Hauls 1001 Challenge 24 books I'm going to be reading for January. The number is 11, and the book for that challenge that is number 11 is the Buddha of Suburbia. So I will be reading Heinrich Kureshi's The Buddha of Suburbia for that project for January. And you'll remember I did that tomes thing as well. 11 for the tomes is Sources of Chinese Tradition. And I was pleased to find my other volume, because I showed you guys this one. And yeah, it's, for what it is, it's a big book. It'll be a lot of reading. But the reason it's a tome is not just that it's a big book by itself. I just couldn't remember if I still had, or if I knew where it was, the other volume. And it's not the same binding, but I have volume 1 and volume 2. So that is actually the Sources of Chinese Tradition, volumes 1 and 2, that I will be reading for January. So in addition to that, I've been working on my TBR. I will do a second video showing the TBR, because this is already 17 minutes long as of now. And I won't put you through a whole TBR in addition to that, because you might not get to the end of it before you get distracted and move on. Well, I don't know. Actually, I like the ones that are long enough that I can put them on in the background while I'm crocheting. So you guys that do the longer videos, I probably am listening to your long videos because I'm crocheting. So yeah, however many people are watching those, when you see the little counts, I'm in there somewhere, almost guaranteed. Because it's nice to be able to just get it started and stay on one person for a little bit. Yeah, so that should be fun. Yeah, I think that's about it for right now. I will catch you in the next video, probably later on today, maybe even start filming it when I turn this one off and finish uploading it. So I will catch you again very soon. Hope you're having an excellent Christmas. Yeah, we'll catch you again very soon.